Hey everybody, it's Mr. Cinema Junkie. Just a couple of quick words that I wanted to share with everybody. I know everybody's aware of the video that was posted earlier by GenkiSlave Aid, pretty much bashing the horror community, the site. I have no idea why that video was made, why the animosity. I don't see why that was necessary, but everybody has an opinion and they're entitled to it. The general attack on everybody associated with the site, it was a little broad and all-encompassing, but okay. What I know of GenkiSlave is that he speaks his mind regardless. He has a thought, he says what's on his mind. Doesn't pull a whole lot of punches. Doesn't hide behind fake channels when he does it. He just puts it out there. And this is what I've come to know of him. So, although the anger or whatever that was that I saw in the video was a little bit unexpected, because I still don't know why that community or the horror community pissed him off so much. But the fact that something did piss him off, it was no surprise that he spoke his mind about it. So this video is not so much, it's not really condemning what he said. Of course, a lot of what he said was a lot of insults, basically. For what reason, I still don't know. I don't know why. It sounded almost like creating this site, creating this social site, was somehow a stab at him and what he does, which of course it isn't. There's no way it could be. Why would anybody think that? It's more so, first and foremost, it's to address people who are associated with the horror community site. Not the horror community here in general, but that particular site. If you are a member of the horror community site that Ainsphere Path put together, then I am asking you to please refrain from commenting on Aid's video. Do not start cursing him. Do not insult him. Do not attack. Don't do any of that. The reason being that those actions, all that does is it starts a big back and forth, which never ends completely, never ends, excuse me, it never completely goes away. It only takes a little something to get it started again each time. This was the problem between Aid and Mike. It was always a back and forth. It would go from different people's pages. It would keep going and going and going, and right when you thought it was dying down, somebody somewhere would say some little thing, and it would boil over again. I don't want this. I don't want this happening. I don't want this to happen with the members of the horror community site, and I don't want it being brought to the doorstep of the horror community site. Because the reason the horror community site was made was to avoid stuff like this. All the trolling and everything that we kept talking about, and we got a little tired of it because there was nothing. All you could do was block them and block them and block them. And this, it seemed like we had more control over who's there and who's not there. So it was a good idea. This is more socially built. You can interact with people on a more personal level, actually chat, talk, web chat, cam chat. It's really cool. It really is. I like it a lot. And that's all it was for. It wasn't to say anything against anybody. It wasn't built to, to down anyone. I don't see how anybody could think that it was, but that's what I'm getting from the video. Is I do what I do, and I don't do, what I do isn't horror. Okay, great. That's absolutely great. I've never had a problem with the movies that GenkiSlave does. I like the movies that he reviews and shows. I've learned a lot of new titles watching his videos. But it wasn't like saying we're making a horror community because horror is where it's at and everybody else blows. That's ridiculous. Nobody said anything like that. This has just been a long time coming, and he's not the first one to think of this. He's not the first one to want to do this. Me and a couple of other people have been talking about doing this for a while now. He just got it going first, and we appreciate that. It was fairly all-inclusive, giving everybody the benefit of the doubt, and if you want to join, that's great. You don't have to, but if you wanted to, it was fairly easy to get into it. All we ask is that you stay cool. Don't harass people. Don't do the things that we're trying to avoid here on YouTube. Because now there's checks and balances in place there that we can say, okay, you're not behaving yourself. You're out. You're gone. And just, that's it. You're blocked. Done. Now, it's not going to be a thing of click and join. Now you have to request joining, and then after a small screening where we can find out who you actually are, then there you go. Because now we just feel like the exact thing that we're trying to avoid, it only took a day for it to start rearing up again. And it's ridiculous. It's beyond ridiculous. I didn't want to make another goddamn video about this bullshit. But here we go again. Like I said, it's not so much his video. Although I still don't understand what brought it on. It's not about the video. It's just I'm trying to ask everyone who is associated, who has joined the horror community site, do not comment negatively or start any kind of a verbal battle on there or anybody's page. I've seen a lot of that going on, and I'm asking you to just stop, please. I have to say that some of the comments that were left on there from people who are not associated with the horror community site did kind of put me back a little bit. I was really wondering where that was coming from. It was almost like they were enjoying the video and enjoying seeing people getting upset, and I only consider that kind of an attack and that kind of stuff BS if it's done from someone that nobody knows. If it's some random person who comes by anonymously and says, "Oh, you suck and you suck," okay, that can be blown off. This is a well-established person that everybody's known for quite some time now saying these things. And it's not about one person in particular. It's about a huge group of people. And a lot of people in that group are known by everybody. So to kind of egg it on and kind of say, "Oh yeah, you pissed a lot of people off here and I can't wait to see who gets hurt by this." Saying things like that is just kind of like saying that you don't really care who he's insulted and who he's put into that ball there, even though some of these people are supposedly, I guess, people that you've in the past have said are good people and that you're glad they're subbed to you and that they've supported you, especially in times like when your sites go tits up and everybody spreads the word to make sure everyone knows that you got a new channel and this is what happened. A lot of the people that did that are part of that horror community. A lot of them are. So that's the part that really kind of got to me, was that there was this wicked glee at what was being said about a lot of the people over there. And it's kind of disappointing, seriously. But first and foremost, this is the kind of thing that we were trying to avoid. Now, if somebody had gone over there who had been jacking with people over on YouTube and somehow got over there and just started messing with everyone, it was almost expected. This was not. Okay. Again, I'm not calling anybody out. I'm not saying, you better stop. I'm not saying take your video down. No, you have every right to say what you want to say and to feel however you have to feel, regardless of whether it makes sense or not, regardless of the explanation behind it. You don't need to explain yourself. That's fine. My only concern is that I don't want this brought to that site. That is why we're there, to not have this kind of this bashing and back and forth and such. There's actually things implemented there, like private chat, where if you do have a back and forth, you can keep it between yourselves. Okay? Now, in the instance that someone says, okay, I've had enough, I don't want to do this anymore, please leave me alone, and the other person continues to harass them, then you have the moderators and the person who started the site who can say, okay, he asked you to stop, please stop. If they don't stop, then they're taken out. Easy as that. So that's basically what the video is about. Most importantly, if you got nothing else from this, please, if you are a member of the horror community site or thinking of joining, although it's appreciated, your loyalty is appreciated, and so on and so forth, but do not engage in flame wars with other people, regardless of their stance on this. Okay? That's the most important thing. Everything else can be forgotten. Just please do not engage in any kind of back and forth. It's really not worth it. That's all I have to say. I thank everybody for giving me the time to say what I had to say, and I appreciate it. And you all take care.